several years, and I don't know. I guess I've been here maybe 2 hours, and I kept hearing footsteps over here and couldn't figure out if it was a squirrel or a deer. Moving real slow, sporadic, and I happened to look over and I saw the back of a deer over here at about 15-20 yards, and I noticed that it was a very, very big buck, big scar on his back, but most importantly his body. He stepped out here at about 10 yards, and then he came out into this opening, and I just drilled him. Blood came out instantly. I heard him coughing over here. He made it maybe 30 yards. Black Widow, Rose City Cedar, Zwicky Eskimo Broadhead. I didn't get the shot on film, but I don't care. I saw it. Just like that, my buck tag is filled. It's November the 1st. I don't know if he's 10 point, I don't know what he is, but I know he's mature. I've got some squirrels here. It's a big deer. It's a really big deer. Being sign, I came in here and there was some fresh scrapes and big tracks in here, and that was all that I needed to tell me if there was a big mature buck in here. I don't think that I made a good shot. I know I made a good shot, and I know what I saw. He mule kicked. He let out a death moan, that real heavy bleh, and the blood just started pouring out of him. The arrow buried up to the fletching, and it was just getting covered with blood. That white crested arrow turned red real quick. Right there's the other half of my arrow. From the blood in the screen on the video camera. I'm going to gather my thoughts and say my prayers, and I will see you next to a giant public land Kansas buck. Alright, so I gave it about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I don't know, be able to get my bearings about me. I know he's dead right over here. It's a lot to process. I reached up to turn the camera on, and he had already made the decision that he was going to walk up this little road here. I didn't want to bleat to stop him or anything. I just wanted it to be how it was going to be. So I'll show you the setup. Right there. Maybe about 15 feet off the ground. And he came through on that trail right there and got broadside. Dug his feet in. But the blood started pumping immediately. This is absolutely surreal. To be able to come out on public land. I'm going off just knowledge that I had previously obtained just from being here, putting in the time and learning this area. And as soon as I determined that he was a mature buck, I didn't even care about his antlers. I just was focused on the spot on his body where I wanted to hit. And I did. It sounded like he was maybe 30 or 40 yards in, just in here. And that's where he should be. Here's the rest of my arrow. So today's been a day for me. I'm not gonna get into any of that, but I went out to a tree that I killed a buck out of 3 years ago on some public, and I mean, to be honest, my gut just told me to go there, and I didn't argue. I think if I would have tried to drive the opposite direction, I would have went in autopilot and ended up where I went today. And I get in the tree. It wasn't even 2 hours later I shot this buck, and my first thought, I don't, at this point I haven't put hands on him yet. I was trying to figure out exactly what I was going to do, because it's pretty thick in there where he is dead, and this deer outweighs me by 100 pounds, I'm guessing, easy, if not more. So I was pretty overwhelmed with that. I tracked far enough that I got both sides of my arrow, and it's really good blood, bubbly. It's double lungs, but I was really trying to figure out, I didn't have my phone or anything, and I was really trying to figure out what to do. And this is kind of a testimony to faith. So as I left the woods without putting my hands on this deer, and just to lighten the load and figure out how the hell I'm going to get him out of there by myself, I'm walking out of the woods, and there's a vehicle with a father and son who are getting ready to hunt, and they had a deer cart on the back of their vehicle. And there was some enthusiasm with them, especially seeing the recurve and everything. And yeah, so in my time of trying to figure out what the hell to do in this situation, I first had to put everything else that's going on aside, and I just prayed. And what are the odds? I don't know. But either way, I haven't put hands on this deer yet. I only took up 20 yards of the blood. It's good blood. And I'm just waiting here, hanging out at the vehicle, for this father and son to get done hunting and give me a hand with this buck. So the Lord provides, that's for sure. He gives you what you need. So next time I'm gonna fade into me putting my hands on this giant. Oh yeah. Oh Jesus. Oh. I guess he doesn't have any broke tines, but my God.
Nice.
All right, so here he is. I am so thankful. I didn't know how I was gonna get this deer out of here. We've been going through some we went through some thick stuff, and he's been dead a while, but I'm thankful for Greg, his son Zane, Patrick, and Trevor for the assistance with all this. Definitely can't get him out of here by myself. I think this deer is more than my 160-pound self. So first thing I noticed was the scars on his back here. He'd been fighting, but Roman nose, doesn't have much mass either way. He's dead and he's mine.
Nice.
Thank you guys so much.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy it.